Yes, sir. Here we go again. The son of Nagoja for you again. This video is entitled Arsenal are becoming exactly what Pep Guardiola was afraid of. Let's go.
Take a look at this.
Third now, ball through the middle. This is dangerous for Aston Villa.
Arsenal are winter champions for the third time. On paper, that should sound good, but in reality, it hasn't meant anything for Arsenal. Three
Yep.
times winter champions, 3 times runners-up.
Really, a really sad day. A lot of difficult emotions. Obviously, we lost the game. We lost the championship after 10.5 months fighting for it. 9.5 months almost on top of it.
But let me tell you something right now. This is not the same Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's team are playing like real title winners.
They are beasts. They are beasts. Arsenal are beasts. They are not willing to lose any game. They are not willing to drop any points at this moment. As Manchester United and Chelsea are losing their managers or coaches, these motherfuckers, these Arsenals, are taking any advantage crossing their eyes. Damn, Arsenal are good.
They are winning the big games, controlling moments, and doing it with an
Then
extra edge
fantastic
quality,
Odegaard.
authority, and dominance.
Quality, authority, and
Don't
dominance.
believe me, the strongest teams already know it. Arsenal stopped Aston Villa 4-1, ending an 11-game winning run.
Box in towards Gabriel Jesus. He kills it.
With that same ruthless intensity, Arteta's side smashed the team many consider the best in Europe right now by
Bayern
beating them 3-1.
Drills it across, and it's
And if that wasn't enough, the North London derby was a statement. 4-1 against Tottenham,
plays it inside. Eza on for the hat.
Woo!
a draw against Chelsea,
Byline and able to cut back, and that's a really good.
and in the biggest moments, when everyone thought they would fall again, the Premier League and Europe realised something. This is not the same Arsenal.
It is
This team has
not.
the DNA of champions, and in this video we're going to explain why. When does a Premier League title wobble turn into real panic?
Who's that?
I'm sorry, 6 Premier Leagues.
From an Arsenal point of view, it's the moment Manchester City start to appear in the rearview mirror.
Heads it back. Shots on Shaki.
And that moment has now arrived for Mikel Arteta and his players. The Gunners are 5 points.
Premier League is at the corner where everything is intense. Yes, Premier League is at the point where everybody should be worried about Man City, Arsenal. Feel me? Premier League, it is at the point where Arsenal fans are realizing that now it is real business. We are standing on business. You feel me? They are at the point where everything is real. Every point dropped is pain, is an heartbreak. You feel me? Arsenal fans are at the point where God is their last option.
It's clear of City at the top of the table after a statement win against Aston Villa with authority, but there is an important warning sign. City still have a game in hand. Arsenal have plenty of ghosts to exercise if they want to win their first league title since Arsene Wenger's legendary 2003-2004 Invincibles, the only team in Premier League history to complete a season unbeaten.
Stepping two. That is.
Only Liverpool and Manchester United have won more league titles than Arsenal's 13, yet the Gunners have never gone this long without lifting the league. By the end of this season, it will be 22 years. Arteta himself has won just one major trophy. At the end of this season, it will be 20.
Damn! God damn! If you were born 22 years back, you have never seen any Arsenal trophy, any Arsenal Premier League trophy. If you were born 22 years back, now I wonder where the fans are coming from. What motivated the Arsenal fans to support Arsenal? You have never seen any Premier League in your hands.
2
Damn!
years. Arteta himself has won just one major trophy, the
FA.
2019-2020 FA Cup, in 6 years at the club.
It's still a Aubameyang. It's absolute.
At 43, the pressure is obvious. This is the moment where he must prove he can guide a team through the mental and tactical chaos of a title race.
At this moment, I think what Arteta is doing is usual. Arsenal Wenger before he left, everything Arteta is doing, Arsenal Wenger did it more. More. It is usual. He need to do something unusual. Arteta needs to do something unbelievable for the people to still to keep the belief in him. Feel me? So he has to win in something major. Might be a Champions League or a Premier League.
That shared silverware drought for both club and manager creates psychological hurdles between now and May. But the biggest threat is clear and familiar: Manchester City.
He goes to De Bruyne, cross the face of the ball.
Every time Arteta's Arsenal have finished top at the winter break, the story has ended the same way. 2 times they watched City lift the Premier League trophy at the end of the season. There is no doubt Arteta has built Arsenal's strongest squad since the Invincibles. They have been the most consistent team in the league this season and remain deserved favourites. But they were favourites in 2022 to 2023 and 2023 to 2024 as well. And on both occasions, City caught them. So the question now is unavoidable. Why should this season be different? And more importantly, is there finally a sign that Arsenal...
This season should be different because there is no any other team attacking different. There is no any other team coming with any other strategy. Arsenal's strategies and weapons are more superior than any other teams. You feel me? Even Man City can't do anything about it. Arsenal's weapons are more superior.
Will go all the way. It had started to feel like Arsenal were beginning to wobble. December opened with a defeat against Aston Villa,
Inside the penalty box. Yeah!
and even the wins that followed did not fully convince. Narrow victories over Wolves, Everton, and Brighton raised
Rice.
questions about whether the pressure was finally getting to them. But the Gunners kept grinding. They stayed calm, collected points, and then answered every remaining doubt in the most emphatic way possible. A 4-1 home win over Aston Villa. That result did more than just keep Unai Emery's in-form side locked in third place. It sent a clear message to the entire league. This Arsenal team is not here to fade away quietly. What Arsenal did to Villa tells you exactly where they are right now. Everything is clicking because everyone is contributing. This was not a win built on one-star performance. It was collective, dominant, and ruthless. The display was a huge statement, powerful, full of quality, and above all, a clear demonstration of Arsenal's strength in depth. And this is no accident. This is the result of how Mikel Arteta, over 6 years as a manager, has meticulously built this squad piece by piece, role by role, with one clear objective in mind: to bring the Premier League title back to North London. Pay close attention, because the rise of Mikel Arteta is nothing short of extraordinary. The way he has solved Arsenal's problems year after year has been magnificent. Back in December 2019, Arsenal were at their lowest point.
Nice.
The Unai Emery era had collapsed, Freddie Ljungberg could not stabilise the team, and the Gunners were sitting 10th in the Premier League, with just 22 points from 17 matches. That is when Arteta walked through the doors, just before Christmas.
I'm extremely happy and excited and proud to come back home. It's absolutely an honor for me to be given the opportunity to come back, and I don't know, I can't wait to start.
The impact was immediate if you knew where to look. Pep Guardiola's influence was written all over Arsenal from day one. The football became more structured, the team looked compact defensively, and far more disciplined in possession. It was slow, patient, sometimes even boring, but it was the beginning of a clear idea. The 3-4-3 shape was not exciting, but it made Arsenal difficult to beat. Arteta lost just one of his first 11 league games and collected 34 points from 21 matches, the 7th best record in the league during that stretch.
Who remembers
Then came the moment
Pepe?
that changed everything. The FA Cup, a semi-final win over Manchester City, showed his courage.
Aubameyang for 2. He's done it.
And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's brace sealed the trophy against Chelsea. That was the first real sign that Arteta's process had substance. But Season 2 brought crisis. 14 points from 14 matches, just 4 goals in 10 games. Arteta froze out Mesut Ozil, Thomas Partey and Gabriel Magalhaes struggled to settle, and Arsenal looked lost. This is where Arteta showed something rare: humility. He adapted, switched to a 4-2-3-1, trusted Emile Smith-Rowe and Gabriel Martinelli, and suddenly the football flowed again. A 3-1 win over Chelsea on Boxing Day 2020 sparked a revival that pushed Arsenal back towards European contention. By
Damn, Saka.
2021-2022, the project finally had a clear shape. Martin Odegaard became the creative leader. Granit Xhaka reinvented himself as a disciplined number 8, and Aaron Ramsdale with Ben White transformed the defence. Then came the boldest decision of all, removing Aubameyang as captain. Arsenal was no longer a club ruled by stars. It was Arteta's team. Then came 2022-2023, the breakthrough, with Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko arriving from City and William Saliba returning from Marseille. Everything clicked. 50 points at the halfway stage, a title charge that rivaled Liverpool at their peak. Zinchenko redefined the inverted fullback role. Martinelli was electric, and Arsenal were flying until Saliba got injured. Manchester City caught them, and the title slipped away. The lesson was clear: depth. In 2023-2024, that lesson was applied. David Raya, Declan Rice and Kai Havertz arrived. Arsenal became more secure, smarter in possession, and lethal from set pieces, scoring 20 goals from dead balls, the most in the league. Saliba and Gabriel formed one of the best centre-back pairings in Europe, delivering 18 clean sheets. They even beat City to prove they could go toe-to-toe. But 2024-2025 still was not enough. Magical nights like the 5-1 destruction of City the 7-1 demolition of PSV
Could hang one up towards Timber.
and Declan Rice's masterclass against Real Madrid showed the heights of this team.
Arsenal humiliated Real Madrid. We are in aura by this nigga here. I think we need to go at the prayer mountain for this dude here to get an injury. We are going to go at the mountain to pray for you, so that you can get some injury. Bro scored 2 free kicks at Real Madrid. Two fucking free kicks. That wasn't normal.
Bukayo Saka stepped up as the undisputed leader. Miles Lewis-Skelly emerged from Hale End. Yet once again, Arsenal finished without silverware. The verdict was brutal. The tactics worked, the defence worked, but
There
the
is
depth
something
still fell
missing.
short. Arteta admitted it himself. It's very clear what we need to do. And then came the rebuild. Balance in midfield with Martin Zubimendi, and firepower in attack with Victor Gyökeres. Noni Madueke
From Chelsea,
and Eberechi Eze.
from Crystal Palace.
Suddenly Arsenal
Yeah, the lady. In Africa, I think it is where women don't enjoy football, but here, this woman. Damn!
and Eberechi Eze.
Yeah.
Suddenly
That's
Arsenal
much
were no longer
love
one-dimensional. The
for the
attack had
game.
width, power and variety. Now, even when Odegaard or Saka are missing, Arsenal do not collapse. They do not lose their edge. This squad, built with Andrea Berta's influence, is deeper, scarier and far more lethal. And what Arteta is doing with these tools on the pitch is brutal. So brutal that today Arsenal are not just contenders. When everyone expects them to fall, this team proves three things.
They might
the
win the
mentality Arteta has installed in every player,
2025-2026.
the quality and depth of the squad, and the planning of a tactical genius.
But I think Mikel bring him in another dimension. In fact, they are huge competitors in all senses. They are so aggressive. They are able to go Anfield a few weeks ago. And
this is not the old Arsenal, and it is already making people uncomfortable across the Premier League, including a few in Manchester. All that evolution we have talked about
Not only in the Premier League, across the world, bro.
Leading to this exact moment, the moment where Mikel Arteta is finally taking the decisive step to complete his mission, delivering a major title to his beloved Arsenal. 6 years of work have built incredibly strong foundations, turning this squad and its collective functioning into something rock solid. It starts with the defensive block. Arsenal have the tightest defence in the league, conceding just 12 goals in 19 games, the lowest total of any team. The defensive unit Arteta has built is as close to perfection as you can get. If the backline
They have the Great Wall. It is called the Great Wall. Saliba. Damn!
of Jurrien Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes,
Magalhaes.
Christian Mosquera, and Ricardo Calafiori,
Oh,
with David
Calafiori.
Raya behind them, stay fit and stable, Arsenal genuinely have a chance to build one of the greatest defences in Premier League history. Since the start of the 2023 to 2024 campaign, Arteta's Arsenal have conceded fewer league goals per game than any team across Europe's 5 major leagues. What was already a formidable defence has somehow become even stronger this season. The key is familiarity. Saliba and Gabriel, the two centre-backs who form the foundation of Arsenal's defence, have now played 127 matches together in all competitions. In the Premier League alone, they have started 97 games side by side, at least 15 more than any other centre-back pairing since 2021. Their connection was instant back in 2022 and has only grown stronger. They are close friends off the pitch and completely in tune with each other's movements.
That's a real
strengths,
combination right there. That's a real combination right there. It is a combo. Saliba and Magalhaes. It is a combo. It is a fucking combo. And if any other team gets that, it is diamond. It is gold. It is treasure. If you have defenders, two defenders, central defenders, when they are close friends, it is a fucking combo. It is a winning strategy for you. You feel me?
and weaknesses. This defence has been so dominant that Arsenal matched their own club record of 8 consecutive clean sheets, a mark first set in 1903. That run also equals the records of Preston in 1889 and Liverpool in 1920 for the most consecutive wins without conceding by an English club. The days when Arsenal could be bullied by bigger, nastier opponents are long gone. Now Arsenal are usually the biggest presence on the pitch. Saliba and Gabriel are among the most physically imposing defenders in European football. Arsenal have invested heavily into Arsenal are usually the biggest presence on the pitch. Saliba and Gabriel are among
Look
the
at
most
that.
physically
Look at that. Aye. Mbappe. Damn. Ball covered Mbappe from the ball. From the ball, look at Mbappe where he is.
imposing defenders in
Gabriel.
European football. Arsenal have invested heavily in defence since Arteta arrived in 2019, and the depth is extraordinary. Assuming they activate the option to buy Piero Hincapié after his loan spell, the 8 players across Arsenal's backline will have cost a combined fee of around £235 million. With Ben White, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Hincapié and Mosquera, Arsenal now have 2 high-level players for every position in the back 4. Another crucial addition is Martin Zubimendi. The £50 million signing has immediately improved Arsenal's defensive solidity. He may not tackle as aggressively as Thomas Partey, but he is a far more precise passer, far calmer in possession, and his intelligence gives Arsenal complete control of matches. There is rarely any chaos in their games, and that is largely because Zubimendi does not allow it. He is also dominant in the air winning 71% of his aerial duels this
Damn,
season, compared
that's
to Partey's
good.
47% last year. His influence gives off serious prime Rodri vibes. All of this works because the squad fully understands the system. Arteta is now the 10th longest serving manager in Premier League history, and for 6 years, he has drilled the same principles into his players: collective responsibility, positioning, timing, and discipline. Add to that David Raya, who week after week produces miracle saves like the stop against Minte versus Brighton, or the unbelievable save against McGinn versus Aston Villa, and scoring against Arsenal starts to feel almost impossible. Raya leads the
Nice.
Premier League in clean
David
sheets.
Raya.
This defensive project is what makes Arteta the best defensive coach on the planet today. Not just because of what Arsenal are doing this season, but because of the consistency of what he has built over the last 3 years. Arsenal now have the best defence in Europe, and if they finally cross the line in the Premier League or the Champions League, it will be this defence that makes it possible. There is no doubt that Arsenal's defence is the crown jewel of Mikel Arteta, but the construction of the Gunners' midfield is just as serious and just as elite. Arteta has built a midfield that, player for player, might be the strongest in the Premier League. Back in 2003-2004, the last time Arsenal won the league, their midfield had everything: the power of Patrick Vieira, the elegance of Robert Pires,
Oh, a mistake by Telford has left Pires in for the...
and the endless running of Freddie Ljungberg. Today, Declan Rice feels like all three rolled into one player. Rice is comfortably the best midfielder in the Premier League,
But can
arguably one
they
of the
take
best in
it
the
off?
world
Can
right
they
now.
win the
This
trophy?
season, only Ryan Cherki has created more chances in the league. Rice sits in the top 5% for passes completed, with close to 90% accuracy. He has recorded 1,435 touches, placing him in the top 3% of all players, despite missing a full match. He's also
Damn.
third in the league for total ball carries, behind only Elliot Anderson and Jan-Paul van Hecke. The arrival of Martin Zubimendi has been decisive. It allowed Rice to move from the number 6 role into his preferred number 8 position. Even then, Arteta uses him in a slightly different way, starting him deeper and letting his physical power drive Arsenal forward in waves. His importance was clear against Aston Villa, where Arsenal looked far more vulnerable without him, and it was underlined again against Bayern, where Rice completely dominated the midfield battle. Rice is the heart of this midfield, but he is not alone. Martin Odegaard remains the brain.
That one. Captain Fantastic Martin Odegaard is the only player I love in the Arsenal team.
Against Aston Villa, his role in building Arsenal's second goal perfectly captured why he is an elite
Look at
midfielder.
watch this. Watch this. Martin Odegaard broke this with an ankle.
Aston Villa, his role in building Arsenal's second goal perfectly captured why he is an
Damn.
elite midfielder.
And then he
His
placed
off-the-ball
the
work
ball
to
in
win possession
between.
from Yuri Tielemans was matched
Fake
only by his
move.
composure, waiting for the exact moment to release the ball to Zubimendi with a perfectly weighted assist. Injuries may have slowed Odegaard earlier in the season, but he is clearly finding his rhythm again. When fit, he is one of the very best midfielders in the Premier League, regardless of what his critics say. Together with Zubimendi and Rice, Arsenal have formed a midfield triangle that is powerful, intelligent, and incredibly hard to disrupt. And the depth goes even further. Eberechi Eze gives Arteta a hybrid option, capable of playing across multiple roles and breaking lines with creativity. Mikel Merino has been vital during periods of injury, offering balance, physicality and goal-themia, with 5 goals and 3 assists already. Ethan Nwaneri adds another layer of technical quality whenever he is called upon. This is not just a strong midfield, it is a complete one. Power, control, creativity, depth and intelligence all in the same unit. And when you combine that with Arsenal's defensive base, it becomes clear why this version of the Gunners feels different, stronger, smarter, and far closer to a championship-winning team than ever before. After last season's results, Mikel Arteta made one thing clear. Arsenal needed real depth in attack. Not just more players, but different profiles, different weapons, different ways to hurt opponents. On paper, Arsenal now have exactly that. Gabriel Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, Bukayo Saka, Noni Madueke, Max Daumann, Victor Gyökeres, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Jesus. If there is one area where Arsenal have looked slightly vulnerable this season, it is in the striker position. The belief was that the £63.5 million signing of Gyökeres would be the final piece of Arteta's puzzle, a true number 9, ending the need for midfielders playing out of position. And yet, it has not fully clicked in the way Arteta would have hoped. But context matters. Gyökeres arrived after a season of more than 50 goals, Even now, he has already scored 7. And beyond goals, he gives Arsenal something extremely valuable.
Arsenal's top scorer
Relentless
with 5
off-the-ball
goals.
movement, powerful overloads,
Gyökeres is the Arsenal's top scorer with 5 goals.
constant pressure on defenders, and an instinct that forces defensive lines deeper. The goals will come. That profile does damage even when the ball is not going in. The good news for Arsenal is that Arteta no longer has to rely on the Swede alone. Injuries have hit the forward line hard, with Havertz sidelined since August, but Jesus is now back after an ACL injury. And his impact has been immediate. Against Crystal Palace in the League Cup and against Aston Villa, Jesus showed a level of sharpness and clinical finishing that Gyökeres has not always displayed. Former players took notice, including Jamie Carragher, who stated it was a fact that Jesus is a better player than Gyökeres. Having Jesus as an alternative changes everything. Depending on the opponent and the moment of the match, Arteta can now choose between 2 completely different types of striker. Jesus' goal against Villa was huge, not just for the team.
He's a Brazilian. They have something they keep for themselves, nigga. Brazilians always keep some shit for themselves. There's that 1% they keep. In the most dangerous times, they bring it out.
The player himself. Confidence matters. Timing matters. Meanwhile, Leandro Trossard and Bukayo Saka remain fundamental. In fact, Trossard has arguably been Arsenal's most important attacking player this year. He leads the team in goal involvement with 19, scoring 10 goals and providing 9 assists. Saka has added 11 goal contributions of his own, and his maturity, decision-making and ability to unbalance defences continue to grow every week. What Arteta has built is a balanced attack. When one piece is missing, even someone as central as Gyökeres, the team still finds ways to hurt opponents. That adaptability is not accidental. It is coaching. But the true reason Arteta deserves so much praise is the construction of the squad as a whole. In goal, David Raya has not missed a single match, and Kepa Arrizabalaga is a more than reliable alternative. At fullback, Ben White, Jurriën Timber, Riccardo Calafiori, and Miles
Arrizabalaga is in Arsenal as a reserved
missed a single
goalkeeper.
match, and Kepa
As a reserved goalkeeper, yet he was a starter at Chelsea.
Arrizabalaga is a more than reliable alternative. At fullback, Ben White, Jurriën Timber, Riccardo Calafiori, and Miles Lewis-Skelly offer variety and quality. When injuries hit the centre-back pairing of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, Christian Mosquera and Piero Hincapié stepped in without the structure collapsing. In midfield, Martin Ødegaard, Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice are supported by Christian Nørgaard, Mikel Merino and Eberechi Eze. In attack, the options are endless. Saka, Jesus, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Trossard, Madueke, Ethan Nwaneri or Havertz. At this moment, only Havertz, Mosquera, White and Dauman are unavailable due to injury. That is why this season feels different. Arsenal are no longer one injury away from collapse. They are not one Saka knock away from losing form. They are deeper, stronger and more resilient than ever. Arteta's results keep backing it up. Arsenal finished 2025 unbeaten at the Emirates. The team is stronger than ever. And slowly, inevitably, Arteta is becoming exactly what Pep Guardiola fears most, a student who might one day surpass the master.
A student who will one day surpass the master.